Hey, what's going on, guys? Patriot Prime here once again with another episode of the SITREP. And I am here with Joel from the channel Larkin's Lair. Joel, how are you doing tonight?
Good, doing very well. Thanks for having me on. Greatly
You
appreciate it,
are
man.
welcome. I love that we're so far away. There's that odd pause when I ask somebody how they're doing. It just gets really awkward and quiet on my end.
Yeah. It's there's a little lag, a bit.
That's what makes it interesting. Well, anyway, how the sit rep works is I'm going to ask you 10 questions. I have 5 questions regarding you as a Transformers collector and 5 questions regarding you as a YouTuber. So if you are ready to rock and roll, we'll do this thing.
Yep, ready,
All
ready.
right. Well, question number 1 is what is the appeal of Transformers for you?
Well, basically robots. Growing up in Hawaii, we were always exposed to these Japanese robot shows like Super Sentai, and then next thing you know, you have Transformers, where you have robots that transforms into stuff. So that part just appealed to me as a kid, and just having two things in one, right? And two toys in one, basically.
Nice. For me, it was always the stories. I mean, a toy's a toy, but without that story to carry the figures, that's what kind of got me. Which leads into question number 2. Aside from Generation 1, which is always the right answer, what is your favorite Transformers fiction?
So I know a lot of guys say Beast Wars, but I do like Beast Wars. But more recently, it would have to be animated. At first, I didn't really care for animated because the designs were so different. But as the story progressed, I actually really liked a lot of the G1 throwbacks. The biggest thing that I was a bit disappointed though with animated is that we never got an Omega Supreme toy, and I really wish we did. But yeah, animated just had so much throwbacks to G1, and I really liked that one a lot.
I was the same way. I didn't give this show a chance at first because that animation style, I hate it. I just despise that super cartoony style. But I think it was when it neared the end of the season where Megatron actually came to play. That's when the
Yeah.
show got a little darker. Cause I recently watched it and I thought it was pretty dark for a kids show when Ratchet gets his hand froze and I think Blitzwing just snaps it off and carries on
Yeah,
with the key. So I was like, okay, this is changing up a little bit.
no, definitely. Yeah, it kind of got darker toward the end, but yeah, it actually surprised me too as well.
It's kind of like I talk about how all these shows start off so kiddified, but then they realize, near the end, hey, the adults are watching this, not the kids. The kids are
Yeah,
eating cereal and picking boogers in the back. They don't care about this show.
kind of reminds me like of how Beast Wars was too in the beginning. Started kind of was like that, and then when it had those G1 hooks into it, it's like, hey, this is actually getting really serious here, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
storytelling too as well.
Season 2 and 3 was so dark. I loved it.
Yeah, those were the best.
All right, sir. Question number 3. Do you have a favorite figure or holy grail? One toy you will never let go of. I see you got a nice collection behind your head, kind of like I do.
Yeah, this might be a surprise. My favorite figure, I've actually brought it with me, is this, and you'll be surprised. It's not for a lot of reasons. Most people will think it's mainly because my daughter gave this to me on my 34th birthday. She actually went with her mom out to Walmart and wanted to get a Transformer because she knew Daddy collected Transformers. So this is a 2010 Hailstorm from the Transformers movie franchise.
I think that's the Reveal the Shield series, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
'Cause
it
I
still
used
has
to have that one.
it has that Bayverse look still, but it's actually pretty decent. And mainly because this my oldest daughter gave it to me. I don't think I would never sell this. If I needed money, all the stuff behind me I would sell, but this I would never sell.
That's awesome. Love it. Love it. All right, leading on to question number 4. what figure is your white whale? What is your most wanted Transformer figure?
Okay, so it has recently changed. When I first got these questions and I was looking through them, it was actually G1 Jetfire because that was the very first Transformer I got as a kid. In fact, the story behind that was, I think it was the movie was called A Christmas Story, I believe, and where the kid has the present and he uses a hair dryer to find out what he got, and uses it to loosens the tape from the present, and then so he can remove the wrapping and take it out and find out. I actually did that with that G1 Jetfire. Took it to the bathroom when nobody was around, and then I found out it was G1 Jetfire. I took it out. I don't even think I told my parents this. I took it out, opened it, played with it, put it back in, sealed it, and then opened it for my birthday. That is what I really, really wanted. But just recently, I won one on an eBay auction.
Awesome.
So I'm just waiting for it to come in.
Did
so
you get
the
it
next,
complete?
it is complete. It is complete. It does need some little restoration, but get some repo Toy Hacks labels and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know a guy who really likes to go over those.
Yeah, definitely. But because of that change, it is actually the G1 Megatron. I want to get a G1 Megatron, and currently bidding on one.
Nice.
So see if that happens.
Tony's watching
especially
this right
with the
now, flipping
pics
out.
that you've been, those pics you've been posting about Megatron has been making me want that even more, man. It has.
Do I need to go get him off the shelf for you like I did with Tony the other night?
Well, I'm already bidding on them, so you've already pushed me over. So
funny story about my Megatron. I'm not sure if I mentioned this in any of my videos, but I got mine at a yard sale or a flea market. I'm shopping around, and there is an Optimus Prime and a Megatron. Optimus is in truck mode, and Megatron is just a pistol. Doesn't have anything else, just the pistol. So I'm looking at the guy, and I said, how much for that red truck and gun? Now, this is before Transformers was all super popular.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't know, $5 for both of them. So I was like, here's your $5. Pick Megatron up, and it immediately transformed him. Guy's like, I didn't know it did that. I'm going to have to ask for more. And I'm like, I said, money has exchanged hands, my friend.
Oh, yeah, a deal is a deal. Yeah.
Nice, he wasn't as in good a shape as this one. I think I sold him off maybe in 2005, and then around 2007 is when I really got G1 in again and lucked out on eBay and got that really nice one that I've been showing off.
That's a really nice one, all those tight joints and everything.
He's squeaky, so squeaky.
Yeah, the one I'm bidding on is the Takara Encore reissue.
The one in the book?
No, the first one.
Okay.
Before they did the book ones. So I'm hoping to win that.
I hope they continue the Encore line. I know they stopped with Fortress Maximus, and my holy grail is getting that G1 Overlord. So I'm always hoping they redo that guy. I've only seen one at a convention behind glass. I've never touched it. I want this guy so bad.
I've seen some I know they're KOs on eBay, but like they're full in box and everything of cool. Different. Yeah, I actually picked one. It's a yellow cliff jumper. That was when I got Jetfire as a kid. My parents also got me a yellow cliff jumper and a Huffer. So I'm trying to complete those two. That whole trifecta of figures.
That's the two mini bots I needed as a kid. I had the red Bumblebee and the yellow cliff jumper.
Oh, nice.
And, of course, the kid collection disappears when you go into high school. And now I've got a red cliff jumper and the original yellow Bumblebee, but I'd like to have those other two just because.
Yeah. Nice.
All right. Question number 5 and our final Transformers question. What's your favorite Transformer character? Any fiction, any media?
So, I mean, I know a lot of people say this, but, for me, it's Optimus Prime. I mean, as a kid, growing up in the 80s, Optimus Prime, he was this noble character. It's like characters you don't have a lot of nowadays. Like he doesn't talk a lot, but whatever he says, whenever he says something, it means stuff. And he's compassionate, has all the act, knows how to fight, knows how to defend others. And man, you know that scene in the '86 movie where he just, even till this day, when you see him coming in, ramming those Decepticons, transforming, just taking care of business, not saying a word, still gives me goosebumps when I watch that.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
They do not make those like that anymore, and they probably never will again. So
that's true.
That's a great flick. All right. Where are we at? Well, that's it. That's all the Transformers question. Now it's time to get to know you as a YouTuber. So, question number 6 is, what possessed you, a grown-ass man, to do toy reviews?
You know, it's kind of like an accident in a way. So I started doing Transformer toy reviews with Siege, Ultra Magnus, and Shockwave, who I happened to find in my local Walmart really early, which never happens in Hawaii. So I posted a review on them just for fun, and it was really junk. In fact, I got all these comments like, wow, is that it? And I'm like, and to me, I was like, what's the big deal? Because there's like tons of reviewers out there, right? And then I realized that my video review was like the first of those 2 figures, and that's why I was like, wow, 1,000 views. Why is there 1,000 views on this thing? And then I'm like, you know what? There's so many complaints. I'm gonna redo it. So I redid it. Got a white background, did everything, redid it, and I found out that I actually liked it. It was like a lot of fun, and if anything, it's just a lot of fun. It's gotten me to enjoy Transformers, not just buying them, taking them out of the package, putting them up, but actually being a part of that community. So I don't know. That's what kind of pushed me over to it.
And isn't it so cool when your first review is something nobody else has done?
It is. So I had 2, I guess 3 instances of that. Was the Ultra Magnus and Siege Ultra Magnus and Siege Shockwave, and the Walmart Optimus Prime, that reissue. And both of them surprised me because in Hawaii we never get anything first. Because what's that law that where everything has to go to the mainland first before it comes to Hawaii? It's this shipping or law.
Well, it doesn't get funneled through West Virginia, I can tell you that.
But yeah, so yeah, it's a lot. It's really cool. But then again, you're like, wait, I should really do this right if I'm first. But yeah, that's basically why. I don't know.
That's where I lucked out, because when I was deciding to do this, I was really researching something that nobody done. And you know, I just told you about my Overlord obsession, and Titan's Return had that Overlord come out, which I had on pre-order. And there was a site from Japan, I forget the name of it, I found it on eBay, but they had this Overlord upgrade set. So I went ahead and ordered that. And while I'm toying with the idea of doing a YouTube channel, I'm looking on YouTube for anybody who had done a review of this set, so I kind of know what I'm buying. Couldn't find it at all. Up until the day I actually decided to film that upgrade set, I was the only one that did it. I mean, and
nice.
Just over a year, I've got 5,000 views on that.
I actually like that. I like your comment, like that Minton box comment that you made on that review. And then how you're like showing, this is the box.
That's what I was trying to find myself. I was like, do I want to do comedy? Do I want to be serious? I was kind of almost mimicking other reviewers. But now, I guess pretty much as of January, I've found my niche and how I like to start, do the review, and then end my videos. And I think it's working pretty well. If some comedy comes in it, like my Naga hat video, if it pops in here, I'm going to do it.
Hey, if it comes naturally, just let it happen.
Exactly.
Nice.
All right. Now, question number 7 is, what keeps inspiring you to get in front of your camera?
You know, lately it's just been the community. Like, you see the comments, people when they appreciate stuff. I mean, there are negative comments and stuff, but it's like 90% positive. So it's encouraging when you see people like saying, yeah, thanks, or when they enjoy what you put out. And for me, it's an encouragement and kind of keeps me going.
And you develop your own little following too. Like I know when I do a video, I'm going to have the same 10 or 12 folks. They're right there to watch and comment.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Very true,
And
man.
God forbid you screw up something on a video. I neglected to show that Laserbeak could sit on Soundwave's arms with the legs down. And I must have got messages from 12 different people regarding that. I put a little blurb on the video. I know I screwed up. Quit messaging me about it.
The weirdest message I had was on the Optimus Prime, G1 Optimus Prime review. Like, they told me, I got a message saying, you didn't say that the wheels are different from the original. And I'm like, I don't have the original version. Or that something is a bit bigger. I'm like, am I really going to measure that? Like, am I going to measure all those parts and compare it to the original? I'm like, even if I had the original, I don't think I'd do that.
Do you follow Bert the Stormtrooper? Do you watch his videos?
Yeah, I've seen his stuff.
He did a review on the 50th anniversary. I'm thinking the $50, the anniversary Prime from Walmart, and he was talking about it. And somebody fussed at him about the comparisons, and he told him, he says, I don't have an original Generation 1 Optimus Prime. And of course, they start lighting into him. He's like, I don't feel like I need to because I have the 20th anniversary. I have the 25th anniversary. Why do I need the same thing? And it was something else because he and I messaged each other a lot, and this guy was just slamming him for that. So,
yeah, YouTube has that block feature. So
exactly. Block and delete, baby.
Yep.
There goes some of my subs. Oh, really?
Nice.
All right. Question number 8, sir. There are thousands of toy reviewers on YouTube. What makes you different than the rest? And I can kind of answer some of that right now because I'm digging your 3D printing. Is that your machine?
Yeah, that is my machine. And I started seeing all these accessories that people are putting up, and I mean, man, there's a lot of stuff I can do. So I started firing up the 3D printer. I just printed out this thing, Sideswipe's gun. It's a G1 version for Siege.
Oh, I love it.
Along with what's been missing, the missile. I mean, like, I don't know why Hasbro didn't include that missile, but
because they give you these dumb little pink light bulb looking things. I plugged that in and I was like, no.
So yeah, this one was actually for Siege Hound, which is also missing that. So I'm like, I figured just print them out, show people. It's 3D printing is actually also getting a lot more affordable. Like the printer I'm using is like only $150.
Really? Last time I looked, they were like $500.
Yeah, this is the one I'm using is just a model price Mini Delta. It's only $150, and you get really good results. Like this is another gun I printed out. It's just a generic, generic gun.
Now, is
the other thing I'm hoping
smooth or rough on it?
It is rough, so it's similar to the plastic that the Overlord upgrade. But I mean, you can smooth it out, but for my purposes, I mean, if you look at the detail, it's still pretty smooth.
Oh yeah, and plus it's going to be on your shelf. It's not like you're going to be feeling it anyway.
So what I'm hoping, I might end up getting a bigger 3D printer because what I'm hoping with Siege Omega coming out, that track is way too small.
Oh, it's stupid small.
Stupid small, right? If I can print out these pieces and make it really big, I want to print out the whole track for Omega. That's the goal. We'll see if that happens.
I am so torn right now because we got Jetfire in July, Omega in July, so many cool figures out. Yet I have TFCon in October.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
Like, do I need to? I think I'm just going to reel myself in for this. Black Friday. These.
Oh my goodness.
That's going to be so hard to walk by stuff on the shelf and go, no.
I mean, the Siege line, man, to me, it's killing it, man. It's like what I wanted since, you know, forever. I mean, I can't imagine. It's just killing it. I like it. Love the Jetfire Omega coming out. I'm happy with it. It's a good time to be a Transformers fan.
I haven't been disappointed with any of the figures that I've bought personally, other than the minifigures. I really didn't like the Race Car Patrol and Ravage.
Yeah,
He's
Ravage.
okay, but they could have done more. And I haven't opened these guys yet. I still want to do a review on the Rescue
Oh,
Patrol.
yeah, the black car. Man, goodness, the legs keep popping out from
Really?
mine.
Well, I really like the model of what's he called now, Red Heat.
Yeah.
He went from Red Hot, which was a candy, to Red Heat, which is an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Hey, do you have the Generations Hound that came with the Ravage?
I used to.
I
He was one of the Generations figures I sacrificed when I really started focusing on G1. So
I just wish they use that model but made it smaller for Siege.
it could have worked. I mean, it was
yeah,
a better looking cat. Other than I didn't
definitely.
like its head sculpt. The head sculpt on this Ravage isn't bad at all. I didn't
Yeah.
notice until I was doing a review when I focused in his little fangs. I haven't seen those on anybody else's review, and I was like, holy shit, there's fangs on this guy.
I didn't even notice until your review that you could plug those things on behind Laserbeak
Yeah.
and stuff. So it's really cool.
That review took me 2 days because normally I'll open a figure, I'll film the intro, then I'll play around with the figure for a couple days, then do the outro. But this time I got them right out of the package, and I was just like, what do I do with them? And I screwed up so many times. I think that's where I was talking about I couldn't get Ravage transformed. So I was like, okay, I need to spend a couple days on this guy.
Hey, I forgot. I got to tell you this though. Back to that question, because I was thinking about it. What makes me different from the rest?
Yeah, we got
And
sidetracked.
I know. I just had to throw this out there because speaking of all the trolls, this is what most of my troll comments are about this.
Oh,
They want me to shave my
Right.
arms.
nobody said that to me, but when I'm doing my reviews, I look like Chewbacca hands has a hold of the toys, but
So that's what makes me different, I guess. But then again, you have it. So I don't know. Why do people tell me to shave my arms, but they don't tell you to shave yours?
I guess since I talk like a hillbilly, they expect it. You're supposed to be a smooth islander.
Nice.
It just comes to me. All right, where are we now? Question number 9. We're rolling right along. You kind of hit this a little bit, but what's your thoughts on the Transformers social community, i.e. YouTube, Facebook, and do you have any shout-outs?
Hey, for the community, I really like it. And well, I would say I'm pretty new to the review community, but so far, the majority, put aside all those negative comments, because they're really a tiny minority, but the majority of folks, very helpful, very encouraging, and then like even this, I found that Transformers in Such Facebook group because of your channel, and they're really cool, and I have no complaints of it. I mean, I guess it all depends on where you go and who you hang with, right? So far, I mean, it's been great, especially the Facebook group and just the folks who've been commenting on the channel lately. As far as shout-outs, man, I never really thought too much about it, to be honest. I mean, your channel is pretty awesome. I like checking it out. I like there's a one of my subscribers is a kid. I forget his channel. It's Bumblebee something, and
Bumblebees?
Bumblebee. I would say his G1 is basically the movies. I mean, the movie, the Bayverse and stuff. But
This guy is watching this right now, going, "Come on, man, say my name."
yeah, I got it right here. It is Bumblebee 217, and I know there's a young kid and all, and he has like 100-something subscribers. But I appreciate whenever I see a drive in a kid to do something and give it his all and stuff. I appreciate it a lot because I don't see a lot of that nowadays. And he really gives it his all in his channel, and says what he wants to about the figures he reviews, shows his customs. I don't know. I appreciate that because I think I'm sounding like an old man now. I don't see a lot of that in youth, at least where I'm from. So I guess I'll give a shout out to him.
Excellent. Well, I know he's thrilled to death, and I'll have to check you out, buddy. All right. Last question, number 10. Do you have any channel goals, and where can our viewers find you? This is your time to plug yourself.
Okay, so the easiest part of the question is youtube.com//Larkin's Lair. That's where to find me. As far as channel goals, I mean, we all want to get to that magic 1,000 subscriber just to be monetized. But like another one of your guests said, it's not only about the monetizations, it's about, YouTube actually, the algorithm boosts your videos up when they suggest it and all that stuff. But it's also like a milestone. It's a goal, right? It's a goal to get to. So hopefully I can get there. But, if I don't, I'll probably still be doing this anyway because it's just a ton of fun.
Oh, that it is. That it is.
Yeah.
And I love your reviews are so crisp and clean. You must have a really good camera because they're so... I can tell when I'm watching yours how bright everything is. I mean, let me show you here, my dirty desk. My setup, I mean, what I work with, what I use for a camera is a Galaxy S7 phone. I use Grimlock here. I have poster board and 2 LED lamps.
Nice.
So that's how I kind of work it.
I'm using my iPhone XS, and I did buy these. These are LED. I mean, I don't want to blind, but yeah, they're pretty bright. Yeah, I have 2 of those, so I just put them to try and try to get rid of the shadows as much as possible. They're about $20 a piece. I am thinking of buying one of those light box things, but man, I gotta tell you, it's like we're addicts because we feed off of each other and we want to do better, and then we buy more junk. So I don't know if we're helping each other or not.
I'm going to outdo him on this video.
I see
it was during Christmas break. I decided I was going to build my own light box. I got on YouTube, and there's like, oh, this is the cheapest way to do it. So I must have spent an hour and a half up here cutting boxes and measuring everything. And by the time I had this built, I couldn't review anything in it. I had watched one for how to make the dimensions to take pictures, but not video in the wide screen. I was like,
oh,
so an hour and a half, and out to the garbage it went.
Oh man, yeah, it can be challenging.
But I mean, so far so good. This works, and I may get one more lamp. That way, I can have one on each side, and then angle one up over my massive tripod that I use.
Oh, nice.
This is Octopunch. So.
Oh, I think I got one of those. Yeah, small ones too.
And then this is I got my big one for the big stuff.
Yeah, so I'm already thinking ahead. Like, man, how am I gonna review Omega Supreme when that guy comes out?
I wouldn't. Another advantage. Let me try this again. I got all tongue tied. I buy those big tri-fold poster boards that you can get like in the store for display. That's what I did for Predaking. I mean, granted, nice. I had to. What did I do? Oh, I just took a picture of it because I didn't have anything for the tripod. I tried to talk and film, and it's shaking. I was doing the Cloverfield thing while trying to talk about Predaking. So I just took a picture of him, got my microphone, and narrated.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea because you can get all the nice detailed shots anyway, and just make the pictures move in the video.
You constantly learn tricks doing this. You're watching other people, or you come up with ideas. I love the editing part. I've come up with so many neat little tricks with fading in and fading out. Like one of my favorite things to do, you probably saw with my comparisons. I love to say, well, here's the Siege figure compared to, and then I have that slow fade into the new one. I love doing that with my characters.
Oh yeah, editing is also part of the fun. So cool, man.
A lot of times I talk like Captain Kirk just so in case I screw up, there's a space where I can cut that out.
Yeah, that's what I got to learn to do because a lot of times when I do it, I try to do that one take. It's impossible.
Anytime you try to do the one take, it's not going to happen. You just got to.
Yeah.
I think I've done one video that was all in one take, and that when I was doing a top 10 list of the worst Marvel comic covers.
Oh, yeah.
I just went right through that.
I got to see that. I got to look at that.
It's a good. I did the top 10 worst Marvel comic cover, top 10 worst and the top 10 best. Of course, my opinion.
Okay, I got to ask you, is issue number 5 one of the top 10 best?
It is the top 10 best.
Yeah.
that is the best. That was it. That was it. That was my number 1.
That would be my number 1 too. I was like, man, the Shockwave and then you see Are All Dead. I remember that vividly as a kid when I first picked up that issue. But,
oh yeah, I was in Covington, Virginia. I was in Covington, Virginia. We were visiting somebody, and there was a little comic book store. And I went in and just rolling the rack, and I was like, that's a must-have. And what was bad about that issue, it had that fantastic cover.
Oh, yeah, but the
inside was garbage.
Yeah, all the robots had the high pants.
Yep.
They were like, their legs were super long. I just remember the Seekers. The legs are super long. Yeah, it was a totally different inside. But nice.
Good stuff. Yeah, Marvel Comics was my G1. I lived out here in the boonies when we had an antenna. I wanted to watch Channel 6. You turned the dial on your television so the antenna would turn. And so that was my G1. I could only watch the cartoon when I visited my grandparents in town. So that's why I'm so well versed in G1 Marvel.
I like the G1. I remember my first comic. I saw it at a Kroger's back when you could buy comics in grocery stores, and then I liked it so much. My parents actually bought me a subscription, so I would get it in the mail every month.
Nice.
So yeah, good memories as a kid. You know, when you come home from school and you're like, got the new comic, and then you run to your room and start reading it and stuff. So.
And see, that's what a lot of people who aren't into collecting don't understand why we do this. It is the memories of the figure that just keep us going. For example, I got a gift in the mail today. I was planning on doing a unboxing. I know what this is already. I am so excited to get it because of the memories attached to what this is. But I promised the guy who sent it to me I'd do an unboxing and a shout-out. So I'm like a kid at Christmas. There's the Christmas tree, and I can't touch it. And I can't use your trick with a hairdryer.
I was just going to tell you that. Why don't you get the hairdryer?
And you had to have that hairdryer as a kid because I don't see the use in it right now.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, good memories. I mean, I think the funny part is a lot of kids growing up today won't be able to experience what we experienced growing up because it's just a different world now, right? Like when I came home from school, we had a key. Nobody watched us for hours until the parents came home, and you left to our own devices and our own toys and our whatever. But
think about our babysitters was He-Man, Duke, Lion-O, and Optimus Prime. And then Brave Star and damn Cops.
Oh, yeah, I remember that, Cops.
But that's just it. These kids, they don't have heroes anymore. I mean, every character I mentioned was a hero to us. Ranks right up there with Luke Skywalker, Superman, and Spider-Man. Dylan, he watches shows with freaking Uncle Grandpa and
Uncle Grandpa. Oh my god. Oh, yeah, and I remember I mentioned that's one reason why I liked Rescue Bots for my kids.
there you go, Tony.
I no, seriously, Rescue Bots is like the dad is not a doofus, you know, or a buffoon. You know, the funny part is the mayor is the idiot.
And the main scientist. He's kind of a dork.
Yeah, and you know while the robots have their quirkiness, they're not childish either. You know, they're not. Which is odd because it's for preschool kids, right? And I'm thinking to myself, why do we give the older kids the more stupid stuff? It's weird.
And
I don't know.
Animation doesn't suck.
Yeah, but yeah, it is what it is.
I am amazed about how many of these adult collectors I've had on this show, and we've discussed Rescue Bots.
It's a good show, man. It's a good show.
Freaking Netflix took it off, man.
I haven't seen the new one though yet, the Rescue Bots Academy. So I'm not sure how that's like.
Of course, I don't have satellite anymore. We stream everything because I was joking that the only time I can do these SITREP sessions is at 10 o'clock at night when my wife and son go to sleep, so they're not watching Hulu sucking up my internet.
Oh, yeah.
And as soon as I'm done with you, I've got that Mortal Kombat beta to go play.
Cool, man. Cool.
Well, Joel, that is it for the questions. I thank you so much for agreeing to come on to the show. So,
thank you.
I really enjoyed talking to you.
Oh, definitely. Thank you very much. Appreciate it a lot, man.
Not a problem. And for everybody who wants to see Joel's channel, that is Larkin's Lair. I will put a description, I will put a link in the description of this video. And at the very end, I will link his channel and one of his newest videos for him. Joel, once again, thanks for coming on and talking to my people.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
And guys, I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. I try to put out, videos once or twice a week. Just depends on my schedule. SITREPs at least once a week, but I've got more guests coming on, so who knows how many we'll see. Guys, this is Patriot Prime, signing out. Hoo-ah! Hey, I really appreciate you guys stopping by my channel. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. Also, check out some of my other videos that I've done on Generation 1 Transformers, Modern Era Transformers, and Toy Hacks Retro Label sets. Once again, this is Patriot Prime. Hoo-ah!